Hi everybody, welcome to this Empowering Cloud briefing. This time we're getting deep on the Queues app. It's good timing because there's recently been some additional features added and it's a really hot conversation at the moment, particularly with Teams in general, lots of different options for managing external callers, both in the box with Queues app and Teams Premium, ecosystem, and now the Unify model. But today we're focusing on Queues app, and I've got Zach and Emily, two of the best people to talk about it for sure. Zach, maybe you want to introduce yourself first?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm a Microsoft Teams MVP and Principal Architect at LoopUp, where we're an Operator Connect provider. And I'm having lots of great conversations around Queues app with my customers.
Awesome. And Emily?
I'm Emily, and I'm a product manager here on the Microsoft Teams calling team, working on several of the features that you see in Queues app and also having great customer conversations. So happy to be here.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So, Zach, maybe I'll start with you. Like, you're working with lots of customers deploying this, looking at it as an option. Maybe we start off what is it, and then where does it fit for a customer potentially?
Yeah. So, what the Queues app is it's effectively a new way to look at your call queues and give a very good supervisor or lead application directly in the Teams client, where they're going to be able to do things like see calls come into the queue, some real-time live analytics as well for that queue, and be able to do some really nice features like opting people in and out of queues, using the voice application policies as well. We're going to be able to do things like manage membership of queues, greetings of queues, lots of cool different things like that. But for me, it's really coming up in conversations where customers are using call flows and they're using call queues and auto attendance inside of Microsoft Teams already. But they are looking for just that one little step above, into that, I hate to say the word, but that like contact center light kind of scenario.
Yeah, that's the way I know Microsoft don't use that terminology, but that contact center light is kind of the shorthand, isn't it? It's like a little bit more than Queues app. And actually, getting some quite interesting features now with Monitor, Barge, Whisper, which we'll get into in the demo.
Yeah, for sure.
And do you see it like, is it more internal use cases? Like, is it IT help desk, HR help desk, or external customer facing? What do you see?
Honestly, both sides. Much more it's an easier conversation for those like internal queues, because if you just want to give that little bit extra, to your, let's say internal IT help desk, something like that, for example, it's a super, super good tool for those types. But, there's some customers that don't need a lot more functionality for their, contact center scenarios as well. So it's a real mix between the two.
Awesome. And Emily, you've been on this since obviously the preview stages, talking to customers, and now it's been in market for a while in customers' hands. What have you seen in terms of use cases and adoption?
There's been some interesting use cases. Some that we've been hearing about quite a bit more now is healthcare and nurses opting in. So some of the Shifts integration that's going to be coming, once Queues app launched, all of these additional use cases and kind of where do we need to prioritize for the fast follow features really started coming through the woodwork. And so, continuing that example, like a nurse going in with a patient, being able to quickly opt in or opt out on the mobile client. So that's kind of talking a bit about what's coming. But today, really just giving, as Zach, you said, just a face to call queues and Teams, and giving a place to go get a snapshot of the activity, dig in a little bit more about how things have been trending over the past month or so, and putting that power right within the Teams wrapping. So
yeah, it's super interesting when obviously you talk to lots of customers when you're designing this stuff, you get it into customers' hands, but you can never quite predict what the use case actually will be until it gets in. And it's interesting to hear how you start to adopt the roadmap to, this use case has come up, therefore we need to support it a little bit more.
Right. And even the pre-anticipated use cases and scenarios that we knew about, once it's in folks' hands, how new scenarios crop up and shift and and then continuing to just iterate. So it's fun.
Awesome. So Emily, you've got a tenant we can show a demo on. So maybe you could take us through it, and we'll pepper you with tricky questions as we go.
All right, I'll do my best to field them. If not, I have some good folks I can phone a friend to here. So yes, so what we have here on the left-hand side is my lead or supervisor account, which is you can see my name here. On this side, it is Stevie Wonder. So got a little creative with our test usernames. But so what I think first I'm just going to walk through is the newly released Monitor Whisper barge. So I'm going to take just a minute and get a call queued up here.
Nice. So this is quite a powerful feature traditionally in higher end solutions. So seeing this come native to Teams is really exciting.
Yeah. Really, this was a huge ask. I mean, there's many that we all know about, but this was a big one that has released just within the last month or so. And so before I go into the demo, talking about Monitor Whisper Barge, it is essentially a permission that kind of grows depending on what capability you want to give the supervisor. So you will always start with the entry point of monitor. Once the agent is actively in the state of being monitored by the supervisor, any call that comes in will then automatically be monitored by the supervisor. At that point, you kind of series of events can, lack of a better term, like escalate to whisper and then barge, and then finally you can take over that call.
And that's how it might work in an agent scenario, right? So I'm passively listening. I need to give you some hints. Actually, I need to take over here, kind of.
Exactly. Kind of the decisions along the way enable you to go through, those the MWB and T for shorthand.
And there's also
so let me hit
a
call.
notification that the agent, so you could choose to have like the agent notified that you're, listening for that call, or you could choose to turn that off completely, right? So it's kind of silence.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. And I am happy to go through the admin center too, to kind of walk through what those options look like for the admin. To go into the monitor feature set, the first step is for the lead to actually go and start the monitor session. So once that happens, you'll see here it says end monitoring, and they will get essentially the mini call window indicating to them that once the agent begins a new call, that monitor session will begin. So I'm going to go ahead and call into the queue. And now you can see as soon as the agent picked up the call, the agent can see that the call is being monitored. And for the supervisor, they can hear the audio of the call. And they are made to know that call controls are limited, and that as soon as they go through the monitor up to whisper, now they can whisper, and the agent can hear the supervisor whispering into their ear, guiding them along if any help is needed.
Yeah, kind of a coaching type scenario.
And then once we hit barge, let me pull this window back over. That is what actually brings the full Teams call of that call queue into the supervisor, so they can do all of the other actions like come off mute, talk with whoever that customer is calling in, and then kind of that last resort of take over that will actually remove the agent from the call, and the supervisor can continue through with that customer.
Nice that the agent gets those tips along the way to if you have those enabled as well.
On the maybe just a question on the monitoring front, is it more of like a one-to-one basis, so you would monitor one agent at a time, or is that something you can go in and monitor multiple agents at once?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can see if I just put Stevie back into monitor, I'm not able to see for Adrian that same option show up. So it is just that one-to-one.
And you have to configure that pre-call. So you're like, I'm going to monitor this person for this hours coaching or monitoring or training or whatever it may be. And then you're in for that session.
Right. And so this is where we've been just trying to get these features out. And so hearing, we want to monitor the entire queue. We're able to take that feedback and, like I said, just continue to iterate, add functionality. But yeah, that's kind of the flow that we would typically see. And what I can pull up now is the admin center to show exactly where that is set up. In the voice applications policy, this is just, again, one of my test policies where you actually configure what that monitor whisper barge takeover experience and what is available to the supervisor is under agent monitoring. You can see it has this preview tag here. And essentially, like I said, those capabilities build on each other. And I have the documentation up here too. So it explains it in a little more detail what exactly each of those values is in terms of capability. But what I had set was this takeover, which enabled me to be able to go through all 4 of those. And then based on the agent monitor notification mode, off or agent, that is what indicates whether or not the agent knows, right? Are we notifying the agent? As I think, Zach, you had mentioned just now, what does the agent see? So
yeah,
we have some good documentation here too, which I'm sure we can include. So from the end user perspective, how does it work? And then to actually set it up on the admin side of things, how do we do that?
And have I got policy control there to say, actually, I want my supervisor role to be able to monitor and whisper, but not barge, or like subsets of those features?
So monitor and whisper, but not barge. Yes. So that would work simply by assigning just whisper. So when that is set, the authorized user can do monitor plus whisper. Once you set it to barge, you just continue to build.
Control. And you mentioned some of the other roadmap items that are public now. So Teams Queues app coming to Teams phone devices. Obviously, Barge and Whisper is rolling out now. There's some additional reporting work being done as well, I believe.
Yes, there is. One of them that we have been hearing quite a bit about is extending the overall timeline of the analytics. So right now, the historical analytics are up to 28 days. We're working to expand that even further. But yes, the service level metrics is another feature that we're going to be rolling out or may already be in some of the beta experiences already. And there's others that have been talked about in NDA, but I think there's also been whispers of, just the super, super highly anticipated features that as soon as we kick off next semester, we'll be trying to get those out the door.
Yeah, it's exciting. We had Scott on the podcast, and he was talking about the vision of where Queues app is going, and there was a whole lot of thought into different potential futures, and we've already seen the AI potential of like call transfer. Obviously, in regular Teams phone is now public. There's other AI potential you can see in the Queues app in the future, which is exciting.
Yes, Copilot in Queues app and pulling in the AI transfer summaries, and there's a lot of work coming with voicemail, so definitely a lot in the pipe.
Nice. And Zach, I know when we first did the briefing on Queues app, when it just GA'd, reporting was one of the things that was still considered a gap. Have you seen that with customers? Like it's functional, but I need deeper reporting or service level.
Yeah, you're exactly right. One of the you mentioned that service level threshold. It was great that came out. I was actually having a conversation with a customer, and all they wanted to know was, are my queues being answered effectively? That came in. We showed it them in the queues app and they were like, perfect. So there's these little iterations that I think if they keep coming out and that, answering those questions that customers have around reporting will really help.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to hear. And, it's through conversations like these and hearing, if it's coming in through the community like yourself, Zach, or directly from customers, it really, comes right to us and has tangible impact on how we're prioritizing these work items, right? So getting that real life pulse as these things are rolling out is really, really important to us and how we deliver.
I was interested to see, I just checked it was public as well, the Queues app coming to physical Teams phones. So I guess there's a scenario there where, and maybe actually you talked about the healthcare scenario there, maybe that's a good example of they're using a physical phone, but they need to be involved in a Queues app scenario.
Right. Front desk scenarios, it's key. There's still a lot of, I'm sure there's other people who've been on the pod about the desk phone business and just the criticality of it. And so, try to light up anywhere where that call queue scenario is still being used. Yeah,
makes sense.
It was actually really nice to see that come into Teams phone, physical devices. I had a conversation with a customer where they still had like a physical estate quite through the office, and one of the things, seeing those calls waiting. So they had like someone in the office that would help out if the receptionist queue got a little full, and being able to see waiting.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay.
They could see that on the phone, and that was like a game changer for them to, okay, we'll go premium, we'll go Queues app, and that gives us exactly what we need.
That's awesome.
You said the magic word there, Zach, which is what I was going to ask, put you on the spot. So how does this work with licensing? Because obviously we've got cool queues in core, Queues app in premium. Like, how do I have to go all one way or all the other? How does that work?
Yep. So you definitely don't need to go, all to premium. This is more of like a supervisor view, like I mentioned before. So if you just want to, license your leads, the people that, need to see this information directly in the Teams client, and, be able to monitor Whisper Barge for those other agents that are in the queue, you can license those guys with premium. But then the people that are just in the queue taking those calls, all they care about is when that toast notification comes up, they take that call. They don't need to be licensed with that premium. So it is a kind of mix and match.
Yeah, it's nice that you can escalate the capability without having to license everybody. Maybe the more hardcore users need the extra license, and some don't potentially.
Yeah, one key point that I've come to with a few customers is just that voice application policies that we mentioned previously, being able to have somewhere directly in the Teams client that you can go click settings for a queue and manage the membership for a queue. That's really key to some organizations, just to, just reduce that workload on IT teams and not having people require, Teams communication or Teams admin licensing.
I have to raise an IT ticket just to move someone in my regional office or change the queue config. Yeah, being able to delegate that down in a secure way is a fantastic add as well.
Definitely.
Totally. And I know a couple things. So I believe Scott had mentioned it when he was on the pod, but kind of what you were saying, Zach, about the agents, if all they really need to do is pick up that when that toast comes in, we're really trying to fill out that feature set for agents so that there is, added value to them. Because a lot of it right now is on the management side of things. And I was just pulling up here, if folks hadn't seen it, where you can actually make those membership changes directly within Teams under the call settings if you're the authorized user.
Yeah. So coming inside of here and seeing things like, all the agents that are in the queue, you can have a kind of self-service aspect to your contact center scenario where a supervisor can come inside of here, edit the queue, add the new person that's just joined the team. They don't have to go and raise 3 tickets and wait 5 days for the response or anything like that.
Yeah, it's the timiness as well, isn't it, of those changes? Like something different might happen in the country or the office and you need to change it now. Like having to wait on IT support to make a change is just a bit of a pain.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I had mentioned...
Awesome. So,
I think I had mentioned when I spoke with you, Tom, about my role in Microsoft IT. And so I can draw the direct parallels because there was only a handful of folks who were managing the team's deployment. It's like the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, really running. And during that time, it was the migration from Skype to Teams. So the team was small but mighty. But when you think about, I can put myself in their shoes of making a call queue, any sort of change. And so when you're running, which many customers, are in the same boat, running a deployment at scale like that, it's not the best use of their time to make these. So putting that power into the hands of the people who are on the ground actually doing the day-to-day in the queue is really a game changer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a really good perspective as well. Yeah, they are time constrained. It's not a high value task for them. They're not adding any intelligence to that task. It's just permissions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome. So for people listening to the briefing, this is rolling out at the moment, going through tenants. So that monitor barge whisper should be either in your tenant now by the time you're coming to watch this, or very imminent. And some of those other features will be rolling out over the coming months. So we'll be keeping abreast of what's coming. But safe to say, from the conversations we've had, there's more features coming through later in the year.
Yes, stay tuned.
Awesome.
and keep the feedback coming. We're always eager to hear. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Emily. Thanks for joining. Zach, appreciate your perspective as well. And we'll look forward to seeing what people do with this. If you've got any questions, comments, or feedback, do let us know, and we'll try and get those answered as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cheers all.